Okay guys, so to get started, we're going to go to this page on your iPad and we're going to click right here on the photo comic button. After you clicked on that, this screen will pop up and you're going to go ahead and click the green plus arrow. That button will take us to this screen. Notice along the bottom is a row of buttons that allows us to change the format of our comic and add text and pictures and change the background and do a lot of other fun things. Right now, we're going to click on the Layouts button to your left. It should be a pink button. And that takes us to this screen right now. So for your photo comic, you're going to need at least 4 boxes for your text and images. So you can select any of these that you see, but make sure it at least has 4 boxes. I went ahead and chose this one for my photo comic, but you can choose whichever one you want. By clicking on the Bubbles button, these bubbles will pop up and we can add text into them to explain more about what our comic is about and the elements that we're going to try and explain to the class. This text on the bottom will show up when you select your bubble, and it allows you to change the border, the shadow, the font color, the radius of your bubble. The most important thing for us is going to be the size, and that allows your text to fit in the bubble that you want. You can make it smaller or bigger by moving this right here. Go ahead and start by inserting a bubble, any kind you want, but it should say My Element as the title on one of your top boxes. To add an image, you're going to click on this plus box. That will give you 2 options, either the camera or the pictures. Now we've already been gathering pictures in previous classes about our element, so go ahead and click on pictures and that will pop up this screen right here. And then you're going to click on camera mode to insert the image you want. This will bring up all the pictures you should have on your iPad. Go ahead and click on the picture that you've selected that represents your element from the periodic table. Mine is oxygen and it's right here. This is what my comic strip looks like right now after I've added my element and my bubble. We're going to do this a couple more times, so remember what our process was. So now that we know how to do that, you're going to add in 3 more images. 1 of the diagram of your atom. 2, you're going to put a picture of the periodic table and circle where your element is, and then include an image of a common use for your element. This is what my finished comic looks like. I have 4 images that represent my element, the diagram, where it is on the periodic table, and a common use for my element. I do not want your text boxes or your bubbles to overlap your pictures so we can't see anything. Also, make sure that your pictures are not too big so that we can't see everything. And for those of you that notice, I added a fun little graphic right here. You can play around with that as long as it doesn't detract from your photo comic. With that, let's go ahead and get started.